In the top stories, Budget Boost Wallet uncovers non-compliance. CARICOM heads of government meet in Barbados to address global challenges and strengthen unity. And U.S.-Russia talks intensify as Putin eyes Ukraine territorial gains. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Friday, February 21st, 2025. I'm your presenter, Shanique Harvey. Nationally, the Budget Boost Wallet initiative has provided the government with valuable data, including information on individuals who are not paying their Social Security contributions and entrepreneurs operating without business licenses. That is, according to Dr. Marcus Natta, Cabinet Secretary in the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, who urged citizens to pay their Social Security contributions and officially register their businesses, emphasizing the importance of compliance.
The persons who are operating businesses and may not have a business license, and trying to get them into the mode of getting a business license, because that opens a lot of avenues for them. And then on top of that, persons who are maybe sole entrepreneurs and they're not paying Social Security. So Social Security is also seeing that. And we want to really hone in on Social Security and encourage persons that even if you're self-employed, you have your own business, please pay Social Security, because it's an investment in your future. It's a savings for you. Anything can happen and you can now go back there.
One of the prerequisites for the Budget Boost Wallet is that applicants must have made Social Security contributions from January 2024 to the present to qualify. According to Dr. Natta, the requirement is helping to encourage greater compliance with Social Security contributions.
We are seeing employers who did not pay their Social Security for their employees now going and pay the Social Security, because now they are disenfranchising their employees from getting the opportunity to be a part of the Budget Boost Wallet. So there's some positives that are coming out of it, and we really hope that will generate more awareness and sensitize persons to the importance of business licenses, Social Security, paying your Social Security for your employees, and so on.
Dr. Marcus Natta appeared on the February 19th edition of The Edge with host Devon Cornelius, where he shared details about the Budget Boost Wallet. Launched in January and running until June 2025, the initiative provides $250 per month to residents of St. Kitts and Nevis who earn $5,000 or less monthly. While the government has not yet received the economic impact report for the St. Kitts Music Festival, Minister of Tourism Marsha Henderson believes the event is contributing positively to the economy.
At this time, we are not yet in receipt of the reports. It's being finalized, but ultimately what we hope would come from the report is how it impacts the economy. We know for sure, without seeing the reports, the economic activity that the festival generates, the filled hotel rooms, filling our mandate in terms of filling the flights, but we still want to wait on the report to see how it actually impacts small businesses and ultimately the economy as well.
Speaking at the launch of the second wave of artists for the 2025 staging of the festival, Henderson highlighted that the event's profits will not come from gate receipts, emphasizing broader economic benefits.
We don't see profitability as gate receipts for the festival. We see the visibility of the destination, how the festival is able to create the additional airlift we have, whether our marketing is, and the festival itself is assisting in filling those seats. So the gate receipts could never ever pay for the production and all the other things. So we don't see profitability in that sense, strict sense. We see it as an investment into the industry, into our local economy as well.
The launch of the second wave of artists for the 2025 Music Festival was held at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort. The Department of Youth Empowerment in St. Kitts and the Department of Youth in Nevis are now accepting nominations for the 25 Most Remarkable Teens Award. According to the St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service, nominees must be at least 13 years old by the end of 2025. They should have shown exceptional qualities in the areas of character, contributions to society, and/or accomplishments, and must meet the criteria for the various nomination categories. Nomination forms can also be obtained at all secondary schools in St. Kitts and Nevis. The deadline for nominations is April 30th, 2025. For more information, call the Department of Youth Empowerment in St. Kitts at 467-1393 or the Department of Youth in Nevis at 469-5521, extension 6711 or 6710. We move now to news on the regional scene. At the opening of the 48th regular meeting of CARICOM Heads of Government in Barbados, Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett stressed the need for regional unity to address global crises such as climate change and political instability. Dr. Barnett urged CARICOM nations to unite in facing these challenges, noting, quote, "The current global crises cannot be effectively addressed in splendid isolation," end quote. She also highlighted the region's resilience, citing Grenada's leadership following Hurricane Beryl in 2024. The Secretary General reaffirmed CARICOM's support for Haiti's peace and security amid ongoing violence, especially affecting women and children. She also emphasized the importance of multilateral cooperation and democracy in strengthening the region. Dr. Barnett concluded by calling for the active involvement of all CARICOM citizens to create a more resilient and integrated Caribbean. And finally, in regional news, a trade dispute is escalating between the U.S. Virgin Islands USVI and British Virgin Islands BVI as Governor Albert Bryan Jr. calls for tariffs on BVI goods in response to proposed fee hikes on USVI-based yacht charters operating in BVI waters. In a letter to Senate President Milton Potter, Bryan urged an emergency legislative meeting to discuss imposing tariffs of at least 25% on the BVI. He also proposed introducing entry and exit fees for non-Virgin Islanders traveling between the two territories. Bryan emphasized the need for fair trade and economic stability for the USVI, pointing to long-standing issues of economic leakage and trade inconsistencies. The BVI's proposed amendments to its Commercial Recreational Vessels Licensing Act 1992 would significantly increase overnight charter fees from US $400 to $24,000 and day sail fees from US $200 to $12,500 effective June 1st, 2025. Governor Bryan has stated that the charges threaten USVI's local industries and economic balance. Internationally, as Russia's invasion of Ukraine approaches its third year, President Vladimir Putin looks set to solidify Moscow's control over about 20% of Ukrainian territory. Despite early setbacks, Russian forces regained momentum in 2023, strengthening Putin's position. U.S. President Donald Trump reversed U.S. policy, endorsing Putin's demand that Ukraine not join NATO. Trump has called for closer cooperation with Russia, but left details of peace talks vague. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky insists on Ukraine's participation in negotiations and reaffirmed his goal for NATO membership, rejecting U.S. proposals focused on American interests. As diplomatic efforts grow, Moscow rejects NATO's peacekeepers, and experts suggest Putin is willing to wait for Ukraine's internal challenges to weaken resistance, with no end to the conflict in sight. Panama has transferred about one-third of a group of 299 deportees from various nations to a camp in Darien province, a region that has become a key route for migrants traveling from South America to the U.S. border. The move comes as the U.S. intensifies deportation efforts under the administration of President Donald Trump. Security officials confirmed that the 97 migrants sent to the Darien camp had refused voluntary repatriation. They will remain at the camp until arrangements are made for their transfer to third countries. An additional 8 migrants are expected to be sent there soon. Some 13 migrants have already been voluntarily returned to their home countries, while others are being held under police guard at a Panama City hotel, awaiting further travel arrangements. Panamanian authorities clarified that the migrants are not detained, but they are not permitted to leave the hotel. The remaining deportees will be held at a temporary migration facility near the Darien Gap, a heavily forested area along the Colombian border traditionally used by migrants on their journey north to the U.S. And now for the weather. Present weather is fair skies. Winds are a moderate breeze of 13 miles per hour from the east-northeast. The temperature for today is 28 degrees Celsius or 83 degrees Fahrenheit. Seas are 1.2 to 1.8 meters or 4 to 6 feet. The weather forecast for today predicts partly sunny skies in general, with a 40% or moderate chance of a brief passing shower. Tonight will be partly cloudy with periods of increased cloudiness and a 70% or high chance of overnight showers, mainly after midnight. Sunset for today will be at 6:15 p.m. and sunrise for tomorrow will be at 6:33 a.m. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your presenter, Shanique Harvey.